Hi, let's talk about a few things today. Welcome to Paul Troxel. Welcome to Paul Troxel. Are you serious, dude? Okay, I'm overreacting right now. Breathe in. Okay. I guess what I'm trying to say is that, when things get you down and you're tired of where your life is heading, you must pick up something and throw it. No, I'm just kidding. You might get in trouble. Let's talk about a couple things. I personally did the video just the way I look because, I am 200 plus pounds and I looked like this. As you would know, that most people who look like this don't really have a shot on a show like The X Factor or American Idol or The Voice or whatever, because it takes a transformation, if you will, in order to be on that show. Now, let me explain something to you. You could be also on the show for the joke reasons or where the people can laugh at you. Maybe that's why I was on. Anyways, getting back to the subject here. I missed the show. I cannot believe I'm saying that. I missed the experience. I missed the whole Simon Cowell, Demi Lovato, Kelly Rowland, and even Paulina Rubio, which don't remember much in my audition experience with Paulina Rubio. I'm not saying that she's not a terrific gal or anything, but I think that I just don't remember her part in anything. Many people don't realize that you go through a lot on the X Factor, whether you're going, standing in line or you're, auditioning or if you're, deleting your video 5 or 6 times in order to make it right. Well, let me tell you something. Too many times that we like to look at ourselves and like, oh God, that guy is definitely not going to make it. And I think, to be honest with you, per wrong song choice, but I think I was prejudged before I walked out there. That's just my personal experience. I think I have talent, possible phenomenal talent once it's reworked or, like the voice box taken away, you know what I mean? No. I think I have an amazing voice. I think so. It's when you audition for the X Factor or even The Voice, it's all about song choice. You got to make sure the song represents you. Don't screw up. I guess what I'm trying to say is, don't choose a song that I got to sound like Justin Bieber, I got to sound like Whitney Houston, and I got to sound like and the precious Demi Lovato, or is Simon Cowell going to judge me if I sing Old MacDonald? Probably. You probably get laughed at, but you never know. I've seen weird things that Simon has done. Moving on. Okay, it's all about presentation. Who you are as a person, not mocking or copying somebody else. Because if you do that, I heard you before. Didn't you sound like Emblem 3? Or one of the vocals on Emblem 3? Or maybe you sound like Jeff Goot. I don't know. I mean, come on. It's gotta be something different. Hello? Yes, I'm trying to work on my monologue for my acting skills. It's not really doing too well. Hopefully you still are listening to the channel. Anyways, so let's get out of the X Factor experience and let's get into the serious business. Why do most people have a reason why they audition for like the X Factor or The Voice or whatever, other than the music talent they have. And it's got to be a driven or a drive, like in my incidents, I like to point out is my mother, I'm sorry, bless her heart, passed away when I was 10. And, well, to be more detailed, she was murdered by my stepfather. And I witnessed the whole thing. But that's not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that she believed in me when I didn't even believe in myself. And she died at a young age. She didn't get to see my life growing up, being a 30-plus-year-old man. Yeah, let's not say the age right now. Not the point. What I miss about her is that she said something to me the day she died, the day of the shooting. She told me that, that I would have a voice that would carry out the world. And she was like a guardian angel. And she was telling me that she's going to hear me in heaven. Now, after she died, we're getting serious now. After she died, there was like a big hole in my heart that kind of, like an emptiness, like something was missing. I was so angry with God. Well, why would he do that to people? I didn't understand it. And when she said that, I had a singing voice, I thought she was kidding. But after her death, I realized that music is what picked it up. Music is what driven me to happiness. And to be able to have joy, passion to what you do, that is what I'm talking about. And that's what I finally got. Now, it took a lot of heartache to get there, find it. And I remember my music teacher. It's so funny. When you go into the classroom and you're like, I'm going to take an easy class, I'm going to pass it because it's so easy. Like choir. Because that's an easy A if I just participate. Oh, no. My teacher had to go in and she says, Paul, we're going to have to go to the back and we're going to have to listen to your vocals. Now, I was already a shy kid at that age, which was high school. But I sang a little bit junior high, and I really liked the choir scene. Never did much soloing until I got in the back room with the high school choir teacher. That was interesting, man. So she was telling me to do the scales. Now, let me explain something to you about the scales. I was like, when you talk about scales, it's automatically saying your weight. So I'm already thinking, oh God, Paul, you're fat. And you're sitting in front of your high school teacher and you're thinking these things. So I thought to myself, relax. And then she said, open your mouth and sing. My jaw just dropped. I freaked out. I could not believe that she was telling me to sing. I was like, oh my gosh, no way. So I opened my mouth and it sounded like this. And she was like, you seem a little nervous. I said, yeah, just a little tiny bit. Yeah. But she said, quote unquote, she says, you have a beautiful voice. What? Out of that, you got beautiful voice? I got frog and, singing so low that no one can hear me kind of thing. She goes, well, I want you to work on some songs and then we'll work on your voice. But as I started to do that, and I realized, oh my gosh, I love to sing. I'm like, oh my gosh, a light bulb hit off in my head. I'm like, crazy, yeah. And then I'm like, there's 5 or 6 parts in choir. And she says, you're a high tenor. I'm like, great. Now I'm going to get laughed at for being a high tenor. And she's like, no, there's 2 or 3 of you. Oh, so we're going to really stand out. So I started freaking out. She's like, no, I really think you're really good. Well, back in high school, whether you think your teacher is high or she just really loves her job. In this case, she really loved her job. She really impressed me. And she had believed in me. And for the first time ever doing a solo, it was in front of my father. It was kind of weird because my father didn't believe music is, he's like, music won't pay the bills. It's not a career. You do not belong in the music industry. You're fat, ugly, and you're not interesting looking. This really kind of broke my heart coming from my father saying that I'm ugly. I mean, come on, I already knew that, but jeez, he just told me that. Of course, I was in a deep depression for many years, until I was 16. After losing my mom, things just kind of went downhill from there. But I would talk about that, because that's a whole new Oprah story. Or Dr. Phil. Anyways. So, then my friends said, oh my gosh, Paul, you actually can sing. I'm like, really? You've known me for 10 years and you just realize that I can sing? No, you really can sing. Can you join the church choir? Yes! I can do church choir because, you know, if you screw up, they're a very forgiving audience. So I'm like, all right, cool. Then they asked me to do a solo. So I was like, solo that no one can hear me, or is an actual solo? No, we want you to do a solo. So I practiced and I worked on it, and then after telling my father, I said, or asking my father, I says, you really never heard my voice. I think you need to hear my voice. And you come to church with me. Of course, pulling my dad from a horror movie, phenomenon, or Western movie, phenomenon, and bringing him to church was something different. Now, he was a religious person, I'm not saying that, but pulling him to a church that I was going to at the time was something different. And I think it was much later in life. But we'll get to that before I did the solo. It's the first actual solo I remember. That meant something, I guess. And I remember it was a cappella, and he was just like, for the first time in 21 years, my father cried the way I sang. And the first, of course, the question I had to ask him, of course, was like, did you have an onion in your pocket? He goes, no, yes, that was really, really good. And I'm like, and he gave me a hug, and about freaked out. I was like, holy crap! He's giving me a hug. Fathers and sons never give us, no. But he gave me a hug. I believed in myself, so to speak, because like, my dad's approval finally happened. But my life kind of went by the wayside. Fell in love with this girl. Well, you know the story. Well, the story is when you fall in love with a girl, then things just kind of weirdly happen. Well, a blessing came out of that relationship. It was my son. And I would sing to him, kind of weird, sing to him when he was inside the belly. Yes, no, that's weird. But I did. I just fell in love with singing. At 21, I went to a karaoke bar. First ever time karaoke. And so I was dumb enough to do James Brown. When I say dumb enough, it's gonna be funny. I heard the song once, completely. Oh, yeah, completely. And I don't remember most of the song, so as I got on stage, of course the words make it much more clear, and you're like, comfort. So if I screw up, at least I got the words. Well, I did it anyways. I get up there and I do James Brown. And I did a version. That's annoying. Sorry about that. People hate me. Anyways, so I get there, and and I get to sing my song, James Brown. I get up on stage, I'm like, ugh, there are people staring at me. I better pull this off somehow. And I only know my own version of things. So I said to myself, if you're gonna pull this off, you're gonna have to make it your way. Because I don't even remember how James Brown sang it. So you're gonna have to do it your way. So I did it, and I'm like, you can actually listen to this song on SoundCloud if you want. It's one of the greater songs that's already recorded. Anyways, so I get on and I get the song, and it's so funny. People are clapping and screaming, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is wrong with this? Okay. First of all, I thought they were screaming to get me off the stage. They were screaming and laughing and carrying on. They were happy. I'm like, oh my goodness. My voice made someone happy? Like, no freaking way. Okay. Anyways, people were clapping. People came up to me, and okay, I had to think for a few minutes there, and I said to myself, we're in a bar. Okay. 20% of these people are sober, and the rest of them are drunk. So the hearing is not all that great. I thought to myself, that's so impressive. I was able to press 80% of the bar. But this time it's like 100%. There was a lot of people clapping. I thought to myself, wow, that's just amazing. I was able to do that. So one guy offered me, he says, I think you should be doing this song on your own. I looked at him and says, it's original by James Brown. He goes, well, your version is better, quote unquote, what he said. But he says the challenge would be on the west side of town. Now, west of the time, not prejudiced whatsoever. He was just telling me, he says, it's like 10% white people, but we all get together and we have fun. So he said, I said, oh my gosh, are you serious? You want me to do that song? You want me shot, don't you? He's like, no, just get in there and do it. And I was getting there. I did that song. I was in that bar, and this lady came up to me. She pinched me. She goes, oh my God, girl, boy, you are so black, but boy, you have soul. And I said, okay, thank you. That's fine. And then I fell in love with karaoke. But karaoke wasn't me. I love entertaining people. I wanted to sing for real, but never had the money, never had the voice training, never had anything that, it put out there for me, and so American Idol came up. That was the first show that came up. And I was probably 28 and 2 weeks older than the date it expired, so I missed the age limit on American Idol. So I sent in a tape to America's Got Talent. Nothing happened. And then I was like, okay, maybe I should just not do this anymore. And then again, I got married. And my wife was telling me, well, you're chasing a dream that doesn't exist, or chasing a dream that, you're just chasing a dream, you're too old now to chase it. And I thought to myself, why I have so much passion for it, I should continue to just plug away and fire, keep going. So I thought to myself, okay, well, I'll audition for the X Factor. And of course I was in Miami. I gotta tell you the story, it was so funny. I know I'm making this long video, but you'll get to the point. I'll get to the point why I'm making this video. So anyways, no one tells you what the audition venues look like until you get there. I'm like, so I get there. Well, first of all, I had to sneak around because I didn't want my wife knowing that I was going. Yes, I was such a bad guy. I felt like a passion to do this, and I figured out a way of doing it, and I was like, gotta do it, or I'll regret it. So I get there, and of course, I was like, yes, I'm auditioning for the X Factor, and they're like, "Would you get in line?" Holy crap! There's a long line. I'm like, this is gonna be fun. So, anyways, I gotta tell you, I thought to myself, so what if I don't get? What if I get blown off? I just want to be me when I sing. I just want to be me. Nobody else. I just want to be me. So the camera person came up to me, and we're like, they actually didn't come up to me. They actually came to somebody else. It never got aired, but they came up to me anyways. And so she sang. I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, if I'm freaking out now in front of the producers, I'm really screwed. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I get there and I'm like, oh, get in there. I'm like, oh my gosh, we're doomed. You know, the thing about it happened is I didn't get out of there till late that night. I won't tell you how the audition went. I will tell you my experience was a great one at the venues. I thought, you know, I met good people. There was a lot of talent, and I was just so impressed. And you get impressed by, you see all these talented people, like, oh my gosh, he's so much better than me. I gotta have proof confidence that I can be better than anybody else. Well, and then I got sick. The second year season of the X Factor, and I was just so geared on the X Factor because the X Factor, they didn't care about the age. The age limit was good. It was about multi, you know, it was groups, it was duos, it was from one spectrum to the other spectrum. It was girls versus boys. It was over 25. I thought to myself, I'm over 25. Hello! And so I was like, okay. So I had to do this. But I got sick. Last year, here they found a cyst on the brain, and kind of freaked me out a little bit about that, and I still don't know what's going on with that. But I thought to myself, well, I can't go to the venues, even though I want to. So I auditioned, but it wasn't the greatest audition. Something about that drive. I wanted to say, not to give up. God dang, Paul, you're fat, but dang it, you got talent. That's what I would say to myself every day. Didn't mean to swear. Sorry. Not getting emotional. But so I thought to myself, I'll audition for season 3. My wife said that she wasn't going to go. And I kind of understood because she had a show she had to do. And then I lost myself, basically. People were telling me to be someone I wasn't. Put clothes on. Don't show yourself. Be clean, classy. And I would practice songs that I knew my voice would sing. And people would say, no, don't do that. All my life I'd learned to listen to other people. I wasn't listening to myself. And after auditioning, online audition, I told myself I needed to be at the venue. But no, I didn't go. But I can sadly just say people saw me on the show. I don't know, it was episode 4 when they did South Carolina. That's all I can say. And why it's so important to make sure you stop listening to what people tell you. You stop copying anything that people are copying. Just be who you are. I mean, people don't understand that, you were made for a purpose. and that purpose is uniquely made. You were uniquely designed for someone out there. Yeah, it broke my heart. My wife didn't support me. It's just that, and I realized it kind of separated us for a while. A long while. We're actually still separated, technically. Problem is when you have dreams and then you're married, you have to think a little bit differently. I changed my profile because I got tired of people saying, you didn't do any of the auditions. Someone like you would never get through. And they were right. But does no get you to stop and just forget your dreams? Absolutely not. My goodness, get it out of your head. Sorry, a little over dramatic. I think that when you get a no, you pursue it. Somebody's going to pick you up. I know in my situation it's kind of hard because, I'm living with my brother-in-law. I have no money to do much videos or anything like that. Not even a recording studio, but I like to go and spend hours in a recording studio. Medically, things are kind of like, weird right now. But not having any money is a big issue, isn't it, guys? Yes, it is. And I think what this video is all about is because no matter how much you have in your life, no matter how much you have going on right now, and you have no support whatsoever, sometimes things can turn around for the better. I have some of the greatest people that follow me, and I wish that some of the greatest people would follow. More people would follow me, because I make these quotes of staying positive. I love listening to talent because I think talent is so many people that are talented that are missed. Because maybe they didn't get heard or whatever. I support most hey, my mom was a country fan, and my father was a country fan, and I listened to country music, and I got like, are you really? But I come to love country music all over again because there's so many talented people out there. And the other thing about it is, I'm going to be frank with you, I think I'm starting to love music entirely the way it is. There's so many people in the rap world, and in the country world, the rock world, the classic world, the Christian world. Each people have, points to make or stories to come out. And I think if the right producer, the right R&R person or an A&R person comes and finds me, and he says, Paul, what can you do for me? And I said, you know what? Blood, sweat, and tears. I'll do anything to get a record out. But I'll be honest with you, I'm feared for blood. But that's what you got to take. You got to work. And it's hard in my situation where it's work, but you don't have no money. So I get on Twitter a lot and I do all the tweets. And hopefully one day, someday soon, that you'll hear some music from me that are current, not 2 years, 6 months old or whatever, when I was just dinking around. Check out SoundCloud. There is two songs that I know you'll like. Well, hopefully you'll like. I'm hoping that, I get some more out soon. And for meantime, I enjoy all of you, and I appreciate your support, comments, anything. Likes, dislikes. I understand criticism. I've been criticized my whole life, but I really, really would love the feedback, because I think in due time, this will be my before picture video, and then I'll have an after video. I just have a hunch. And the thing about it is I believe in everyone. one of the people that have brought me videos. I believe in them because because not many people get that support. I don't get that support. I have SoundCloud and not one person has commented on my music. Now, although I got 12 downloads on one song, but not one person has commented and said, "Hey man, this sounded good." But does that stop me? No, it doesn't stop me. And then I gotta tell you, there's something else that happened that's just bothering me right now. So, Simon Cowell decides to go to the UK. And they cancel the X Factor for season 4. I'm thinking, there's my chance, I can redo it. And then they cancel. Why? Why did I do that? I love The Voice. I love everything about The Voice. I love the judges. I love the fact that you're not judged before you get in front of. You're not judged. They're turned around. They like you. They're just judge you on your voice, and that is awesome to know, because someone like me or someone looking like me may not have a chance, but if a judge turns around, oh yay, they're going to get picked. But anyways, and I love The Voice. I am a Voice fan. I've always been a Voice fan, but I've been always a Simon Cowell fan. I think he's a phenomenal person. I think he has good taste in his talent. I think Alex and Sierra, this past year's winners, are going to be phenomenal. I believe that. I think Jeff Goot is going to be really awesome because I believe in him as well. I mean, there is so many people I believe in from past X Factors. I believe in stories that are just so. I know Simon don't really care for poor me stories, but I care about the stories of the artists, because sometimes those artists that are come from the pits and the dirt and the and people not supporting them, they rise up and they show how much they can do it. I'll give an example. Chris Renee, amazing talent. Wasn't a rap person when I first started. I fell in love with his music, and I fell in love with a lot of rap. Yeah, there's some rap I don't like, because when he gets into the swear words and like that, I'm just, it's yours. That's all I'm saying. It's not mine. So I love all of you guys, and I wish all of you the best of luck in the future, and hopefully I have some kind of video out there that tells you my talent, or my singing talent. I'll sing for you. In the meantime, if you're a producer of or anything, just message me. A producer of a movie, even, because I would love to do a movie. Producer of a movie, I would love to act. I can probably act. Give me a script and I'll see what happens. Alright, I hope you enjoyed my monologue. I hope I didn't bore you to death, and you guys have a great day, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment for me, or like my video, or dislike my video, something, whether I get praised or criticized. It's all up to you. I'm normal. Okay, to those that don't know me, I'm normal. The people who know me will tell you different. Alright, anyways, have a great day. It was nice talking to you.